Hello people, welcome back to Dutch Modeling. Today we have another inbox review. And this is the very much sought after ThunderModels. British Scammell pioneer with the tank transporter 30 ton. It's a brand new release in stores in a couple of days. I got this early, picked it up as SMC. And I really want to thank ThunderModels for providing it. And I have a card in here, otherwise I forget his name. The European distributor, Libor. I have to kind of promise him to call his name. From LZ or LZ, depends where you're from, models, which is the European distributor for ThunderModels and mirror models, and also one of the main producers of aftermarket for the kit. So this is, like I said, the British Scammell pioneer tank transporter. This means the cab, the tractor with the trailer. The kit number is 35200, as you can see here. I don't know what, probably this says the same as this up here. And it's 1 to 35th. Front is, can you see like this? I got the glare out of here. I really like the way they make their boxes. Not an entire picture, just the middle. The picture in the middle, the box art, I like very much. Nice detail, steering wheel on the right side, which is the wrong side. And on the side there is a little write-up. Let's see if I can get it close so you can read it without getting the glare. This is the closest I can get, so if you want to read it, pause. And there's a little bit of information about a book they have in development in partnership with Capricorn Publications. It's Army Wheels in Detail. It's a Scammell pioneer. It was also there at SMC Veldhoven this weekend. Here on the side you got again the box art, the scale and the kit number. Here's a little bit overview of the kit. It's 600 plus plastic parts, faithfully reproduced, highly detailed, equipped with modeling engine, cab and full interior. Doors and windows can be somewhat open or closed, fully workable suspension, PE detail shield, scale, chain and ropes, and 3 decal options included. Glue and paint are not included. This is not a toy, keep away from children, made in China. ThunderModels.com. And on the back you got some more upcoming models for them. As I understand it, we have, it's October now. The British Scammell Pioneer R100 heavy artillery tractor will be released in November. And the SV2S recovery tractor will be released in December. The train and the wagon are a little bit on hold because of these two, and this one will be released soon as well. But the date is not yet clear. So, and again the book. So let's go through it with the instructions on top. And as you can see, there is a boatload of plastic in here. I'll put it all on the side if I can get it out. So, a nice sturdy big box, as you can see. Just the quality on itself. Here on the inside, I didn't even notice these before, are CAD drawings of the two. So that's a nice detail, and that's it. I'm going to put the box on the side so I can put them back in if I need to. And put these aside, and let's start with the instructions and the color collage. Let's start with the color collage, because I have been through this, of course. And these are very nicely colored in illuminated sheets. You can see how shiny they are. It's all in cooperation with Ammo by Mick, which seems to be the standard nowadays for everyone. And they have multiple different schemes. You can see here, I would like to say the giraffe scheme. And they combine with the trailer. So I'm going to put them like this. So hopefully it doesn't glare too much. Put it in hassle now because it's late in the evening. Which is a unknown unit in Africa, 1942. Then you got the green with the black, mountains, like you can see there. And on the trailer, that would be the CIA BG Heavy Brigade Workshop, Dunkirk, November 1944. And that will most likely be the scheme that I will be building this up. And I also already know what I'm gonna put on the trailer. That's gonna be a little bit of a surprise. Now we turn these around. You can see here you got the ThunderModel and the Ammo by Mick logo, and this is the trailer 30 ton and the tractor. So now we got the need to put this like this. The top one, that's just yellow. It's the 1st Armored Division, North Africa, 1942. And then you come to this one, and I noticed there's either this is an unknown division or it is division, but there is I'm guessing this is a printer mishap because it doesn't say anything. You can see here, and you can see here. So you might need to go and look at some pictures. I have no clue, but this is, I don't think that will be used in Africa, that color, so they'll probably be somewhere on the mainland. And I don't know if the unit markings are correct, but that's something you need to check out for yourself. But there are, you can see 4 different marking options. They actually say only 3, so you get 1 bonus, which is also a nice thing. The instructions, you can see we got 2 different instruction booklets. One is the tractor and one is the trailer. Let's start with the tractor. That is the most involved build. And this is for 4 different kits. You can see the 35-200, 35-204, 35-206 and 35-207. And these is what I said is the 200. And so most of the utility tractor, let's see, the 202, nope, and the 201 also nope. So there are going to be a little bit more kits using this one. I know there will be a different, a heavier payload trailer. So that's, you can see that in a minute. So they advise you to go through the assembly guide before you start assembling the kit. Use plastics kit, cement and tools, it's not included. Follow the painting guide supplied. Only use hobby paints. Work carefully with photo etch parts if included. Use CA glue to assemble them. And then there is I'm guessing in Chinese and in Japanese. That's a guess. And again, here's a little bit of a write-up. It's the same as on the outside of the box. Still a nice thing to have. And first work is a pretty detailed and intensive start on the engine. All kinds of parts. You can see here PE already started. All kinds of add-on on the engines. This is my first ThunderModel, so the instructions seem pretty clear. They're definitely not Dragon instructions. Here's the radiator being built up completely. And more detailing here. And if need to, you can see here they apply with the MIG ammo codes for paint. So if you need small parts, you know what color to paint them. This is a side view left and right, so you know what to paint in what color. Starting on the build of the chassis. Steering parts, as you can see, do not glue, so this is movable. More chassis parts. Drivetrain, this is the, I think this looks like to be the gearbox being built up. Again, a lot of parts do not glue. This, I don't know what it is yet. Looks like a winching system. And the engine is placed on the chassis. The transmission is coupled to the engine. Yeah, this is the winch being put on the chassis. The multiple part suspension is being put on. More parts for the winch. Sprocket wheel going in between. All kinds of stuff here. This is transmissions. Yeah, placed. Winch is placed. Multiple levers and counterweights and springs and everything is being placed here. All parts, drivetrain here. This, yeah, looks like a boom, which is to the winch of the trailer. Yeah, this will be a lifting arm, sorts of. I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. You can see it on the. Okay, yep. It's gonna be inserted in the chassis. This is the coupling with the trailer. It's an old way. It's an old system. Again, no glue here. Here you need to put the wire in from 0.0 mil rope. Here you got some masking templates for the windows, and this is on scale, so you take some 10mm tape over it and cut it to pieces, or to size, sorry, so you can mask your window. So that's a cool thing here. This looks like springs. And then we continue with the cabin. Parts of the cabin. Whole lot of stuff going on here. I cannot all. Okay, these are benches being put together for the backside, where the extra troops can sit. And this is the driver's compartment. Again, seats being put together, gear lever, shifters, handbrake, all that kind of stuff. Instrument panel, decal base, PE plate, so you can pick what you want. Firewalls being installed here with the windows. Some work on the other side. Frames for the doors, the back plate, the cabin. With this looks like to be, and I saw it in the plastic. Decorative, what's it called? Curtains, molded on curtains. Oh, that's a funny touch. That's really a funny touch. And here the cabin goes on top of the chassis. Can't really say what this is for. Maybe you are able to tilt the cabin. Looks like it though. Cylinders. This is air exhaust for the engine. All fuel filters, exhaust pipes. The bonnet or the hood goes on here. Windows go in. The steering wheel goes in. And here are, this is optional, this detail, but it's a cool detail. These are the window raisers. So you can check the windows outside and lock them up with these. It's a cool detail. That's very detailed. And then we have the roof of the cab. Air pressure cylinder being placed there. some reason there's a question mark here. There's an optional valve detail for air hose system. Okay, so it's probably did you or did you not do the option. But still, if you do, you have to drill a 0.6 mil hole, attach everything, and then you start, oh, this is very late, on the rear wheel bogies, or being placed. You make two, left and right, as you can see here. Then you go to the fenders on the front and everything. These look like to be like brake pads. And the front wheels, you have to make two, are 6-part wheels. And on the back wheels, you got 3-part wheels. But you have to take care. You got an option. The twisting, changing the direction of the middle one, either this way or just change it. You can get two different patterns. Either it's a broken pattern or a fluid pattern. It's just whatever you like the best. They're being placed on. Fuel tank is being placed here. And headlights, whatever you want. The sides of the engine, which makes them optional. As you can see, there's a question mark here. So either you close it up, you leave it open. Seeing in the instructions as how detailed the engine is. Personally, I would opt to leave them open so you can see the engine, and it's way cooler. And then here the window wipers go on, and as you can see, this one is tilted open, and that's just cool. And the final step, and they actually used everything, is a PE toolbox underneath the chassis. And then you got the sprue map with these are, I think, just actually pictures of the sprues. And everything that's just blocked out you won't need, so you won't need most of it, as you can see. And that's the instructions of the tractor itself. So now I'm going to continue with the instructions of the trailer. And the British Scammell Pioneer 30-ton trailer, TRCU 30. Again, go through the assemble guide before and understand it before you start assembling and blah 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 blah. Again, a little right up here, starting with the chassis and the load bearing part. Chassis girders being built up. This is part of a winching system. The wood framing is being placed up. The second girder is being placed here. Extra this part for the wheels, I think. Yeah, this is part of the no, it's not the drivetrain, but yeah, part of the suspensions. The wheels, again, choose your layout however you want the pattern. Let's see if I can get a close up of that so you see what I mean. There it is. You can choose between different patterns by just turning the one around. So that's a very nice detail or option. The bogies, suspension arms, whatever you want to call it. And you got 2 blocks of 4 wheels. Connection rod, they're being placed here. Small parts being put in place. The actual ramp arms being constructed here. Again, as you can see here, without a lot of glue, so it will be all movable. As well, the extra load bearing feet being placed in, like for AA. I don't know what AA means, but okay. Don't glue it, so they again will be movable. They will be placed on the back. There's the connection plate. Here's a lot of extra weight bearing material on here. Cylinders is part of the winch system. Box, toolbox being balled up, or stowage box. And it's being placed underneath, as you can see here. And the second load bearing feet, they're called feet over here. I don't know what they're called in English. Just if you disconnect the trailer, they're standing on these. That's why we call them feet. Being disconnected and everything. You can see here with an air cylinder. So either down or up, depending in do you have it uncoupled or coupled. If you got it connected to the tractor, they will be up. If you got it loose, they will be down, because that's what they stand on. This is another box. This might be for a spare tire, but I don't think so. Wooden planks. Here more work on the upper surface where the vehicle would drive up on. A little bit more work on the ramps themselves. And again here you got the option, do you want it down or up? And then you have to be rigging how you put it up when it's down. And this is how you model everything when it's up, again with a diagram for the rope tensioning or the rigging. The winch parts again to the tractor. And that's basically it, I believe. Now here you got some binding examples, how to do it if it's down. And that's basically it. Again, here's the sprue map. That way you don't need is blocked off. Otherwise it's numbered and everything. So that was the trailer. That's a bit quicker than the tractor, of course. Let's go to the little parts first. I'll do the clear parts. This little Christmas tree like sprue. You can see. Yeah, clear parts are that what they need to be. Very clear. You can see. You can just see through them. So that's a good thing. I'm going to put this out of pleasure mode. Just put it back in carefully. Don't want to break it off. But all these sprue gates make it pretty brittle. It looked pretty brittle. And then we got the photo edge and the decals. And the first thing I noticed is the color of the photo edge. See, there's quite a lot. See, this is a wire. This is metal. It's a thin string. This is a little bit of thicker string. And then you got a couple of decals. Decals are, I don't know who they're made by. It doesn't tell me. But they look pretty good. They look pretty much in register. Sharp. Bit shiny, but still. Put this the small one back, just the big one. Let's see if I can catch the light on there. Hopefully you can see the carrier film is very close to the decks itself. It's all readable. That's a cool thing. We got a thin wire and then a thicker wire. Gonna be but it's not just. I don't think the camera will take this. Ah, it will. There you can see different thicknesses. Let's put it back. I do not really remember having a use of two. Oh, maybe the thicker one is for the trailer. And of course, I won't get it back in here for the life of me. It will stick to my hands. Then there is a piece of metal. Just I haven't seen that in the instructions, not I can remember at least. Probably missed it. And then you got three PE threads, one pretty small one, and it's taped like trumpeter used to do, both sides protected. You can see that's why it's so shiny. It's, I don't know. It feels to be pretty soft but sturdy, if it makes any sense. I mean, just I think it bends easily. And it's that copper color which makes it interesting. So these are the extra parts. Quite a lot of photo edge, as you can see. Will also be interesting. Then let's start with the plastic parts. I have no clue what is what, and I cannot really distinguish between the two, between the trailer and the tractor. I've looked before, but there's no visual markings saying this kit number, this kit number. I need this one as well. Let's see. Okay, there's here on the top is the leather. That's a good thing to know. This looks to be trailer chassis. Kinds of stuff. There's quite some cleanup. As you can see, looks like the guinea pigs are haven't drunken in about 15 years, by the sounds of it. So detail is pretty nice. The leaf springs. Here the rivets, bolts. Kind of worried about some places again on the inside here of the chassis girders. There are a lot of ejector pin marks. I don't know how visible they will be. So it's gonna be a test. And like I said, there are a lot of cleanup points. You have to take care of those. I don't believe this is supposed to be. These aren't locator pins. Don't believe that. So they look like ejector ports. Yeah, inside here as well. So yeah. Close-up overview. Look at the light a bit. Like I said, try to get this out as soon as possible so everybody can see what you're actually getting. And I got it yesterday and didn't have any time to review it yesterday because it was late and I had to get up pretty much very early today. So I wasn't even sure I would be home today. But you're in luck, or I'm in luck, whatever how you want to see it. But I'm here and I can do the review for you. Put it on the internet tonight. Show what's what. So let's see if I can see it like this. Yeah, this is what I noticed also. Maybe probably can. You can see the plastic. Can you see? There, you get the backlight on the back, you can see through it, so the plastic is pretty thin. You really have to take care of that. And there again, you can see all where it shines through the light. So that's something you have to keep in mind with sanding and everything, that you don't sand too roughly because you will go through it. Next sprue, it's a smaller one. Nice heat sealed bags. no staples or whatever. This winch parts, engine parts, winch parts. And this all small parts. This look, I think it might be even exhaust. Oh, it's all over there. Could be anything, could be everything. Detail on the housing here is pretty good. Riveting detail here is pretty nice. Bolt detail there is pretty nice. Oop, that part is broken, but that could be just me. It's pretty flimsy. But, oh, there's some stretch marks there. Poo happens. And so you can see smaller parts as well. You can see some engine detail there. Steady. You can see all the little details. And I've seen it build up yesterday on the show, and yeah, it looks well. I can't talk from first hand, of course, because I haven't built it. This is a double sprue. But seeing the model build up yesterday there, done, how Libor from lzmodels.com, the importer, did it. There I didn't see any, this is a dual sprue as you can see, so I'm going to be warning, any filler whatsoever, so the fit seems to be very good. Here are the different tires, big back tires, multiple parts, front tires, wheels, even the name, the logo, Goodyear on the sides here, including the measurements as well as here. Seat parts. So, yeah, this the thread on this looks brilliant. If you this will be tricky. All the bolts on the inside, because the outer ring of bolts is red and the inner ring of bolts is really yellow, or just the other way around. You have to check the but that will be quite a pita to paint, but then again it will just add that a little bit extra dimension to the kit if it once it's done. Again, here as you can see here, you have to cut all these out, so these are there's quite a lot of cleanup on this kit, and just want to see how hard that plastic is. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty soft plastic, so that's not the hardest thing. And I don't think you have to cut them out all the way. Just a little bit, but it's here as well. There are two parts there. So you have to, yeah, the plastic is pretty soft, so that's not a problem. On the side here. Yeah, it's pretty soft, not brittle. It looked to me before to be brittle, but it is not. But again, if you can see, you can see through it, so it is thin. So keep that in mind. I don't know what a the Tamiya extra glue shouldn't hurt it. The Tamiya extra thin, because he glued it with Tamiya extra thin. So, well, I don't know how the quick setting, because it's just that little bit hotter, will treat this. Because like this, yeah, you can see just through it. Let me show you the wheels close up. multi-part, so they're pretty thin. But again, there you can see the name and everything there. It doesn't do what I wanted. There it is. And you can see small parts, tires. See if I can. There it is. The thread on those. This is better. They're pretty thick threads. And then around here, you see all the come on. It's not optimal to doing this in the evening. As you can see, the light's kind of working against me. Oh, I need to again try a different setup. Well, I'm not gonna try that now. See the wheels. They look pretty crisp. Saw the Goodyear ones. So it's pretty deep threads. When you get two of the same, so glue away at the wheels. Next up we got, oh yeah, this is the part I wanted to see up close, because if that actually is what I think it is, that's, whoa, cool detail. The molded on curtains, and I'm being a trucker myself, can really appreciate that little detail. Because yeah, these really look like molded on curtains, so that's just brilliant. I really like that one. This is the floor, with a very nice wood grain here. Very nice wood grain. Again, here's some wood grain, here's more wood grain here. The riveting on the roof, it's brilliant. Riveting everywhere, it's just, this is very good. This is very nice. And of course, saw some ejector pin marks, so you have to see what's visible and what's not, even here on the inside. Pretty hard to do these big pieces without any, of course. But this grain here, it is very, very nice. And like I said, I really like the additions of the molded on curtains, as you can see there. That's just so cool. That's bonus points from where I'm from. And do this side. This is the more interesting one. You got the roof. You can see the riveting there, all over the place. Nicely done. There as well. And here's the floor. Oh, this is one of the boxes, so it's, you can really see the wood grain in there. And here's the cabin floor again, with the wood grain in it. This looks very good. And got some riveting there. There's some smaller parts there, but it's mainly about these parts. And like I said, these are just, yeah. It's just such a nice detail. Just love it already. Sip of my coffee. I didn't cut this one open correctly. Fuel tank, engine parts, by the looks of it. Leaf springs. This is the window. This is the front. This is the firewall. All kinds of small stuff. Again, here a lot of cleanup required. And the engine parts. Here's for the exhaust. Again, the riveting and everything's pretty nice. The detail on the leaf springs is very nice. Again, this is on the side. I don't think it's too light, I guess. This is actually a sprocket wheel. Leaf springs. There. Right up here, see fuel tanks. Apart. Small stuff there. Rivets and bolts and everything on it. Let's turn it around. This is the cap, the firewall. Some small stuff there still. You can see all crisply molded. Those are the engine, the exhaust intakes or outtakes. And that's bolted on the side of the engine. I don't know what you call it. Here's a double sprue. See, do the same. Hooks, springs. That's all stuff for the trailer, I think. If I'm not mistaken, this could even be the wheels themselves for the trailers. But I could be mistaken, of course. Arms with pistons. Looks all good again. Bolt and rivet detail is nice. Seats, cushions for this, the bench in the back of the tractor. Sorry. These look to be wheel hubs, wheel caps, hub caps. Eventually, I get it right. Oh, yep, looks good again. Looks all part of the trailer, this. You can see nice and clearly what's in the molded on the sprue. Oh, there goes a spec track link, or spec track. I really have to hang them up somewhere else because they keep falling down every time I do a review. So, see, here it is. It's from, I think it's from a KV. Yeah, I guess it's a KV. Back. Next up, yes, let's go for the big parts for the trailer. Saw the wood grain of this one yesterday in the back. I haven't opened it, as you can see, and this looks brilliant. So later with a flash here in the front, but that's just a add it all around here. See what happens with 220. It's all clean, so there's really no problem whatsoever with that. Looks pretty fine. So the chassis bars and the deck plating, which has a wood grain, and the wood grain is fantastic. Definitely both sides, so that's a plus. No ejector pin marks, but the wood grain is absolutely fantastic. This is the Toolbox Storage Box with the iron plackets on them to close them up, and very nicely made. But again, if you can see, these are you can see how thin the plastic is. You can just see through it, and it is kind of worrisome, to be honest. the light shines through it. So I really want to know how the extra thin reacts to the very thin parts. But there's a layer with a flash around here everywhere, so it's really something you need to check out. Of course, it's part of the hobby to clean up your parts, so it isn't a big deal, but it is a new kit, brand new kit, so you kind of would think that the molds are sharper, or the template, so there won't be any flash left, because there won't be any leakage of the styrene, but apparently there is. And we're going to do it like this, and the focus is on the wood grain. You can see here as well, with the metal bases. And there's some wood grain over here as well. If I can get it low enough, do it like this. You can see how the wood grain goes over there. That's on both sides. And then we got, oh, turn it around again. Again here, two places. And of course we got, oh, sorry. The girders. They're pretty big. So you can see pretty big length. This thing is 30 centimeters. Let's see. This is one of the part of the trailer. That is 27.5, so 275 mil. And this is just the girders of the trailer, so there will be another piece of the ramp. So all in all, I'm guessing they will go up to 320 mil, give or take. So it's pretty big, pretty long. Like I said, I really like the wood grain. It's fabulous. Back in here so it won't get damaged. Here we got another duo sprue, twin sprue, two of the same, yada 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 yada. Take one out, leave one in, and again I can see these are parts for the bogies. Because bogies are probably called differently, but some of the wooden planks that go underneath the trailer. Yes, this is bad. Bad, I wouldn't say bad, but ejector pin marks in the wood grain. That's tricky. That will be hard to get out and get the wood grain back in. You gotta put them together, so you probably glue this side to this side and you won't be able to see it. And all there is otherwise is all small parts. There's not a lot I can tell you about this one. Besides, you have to watch it yourself. See. Okay, you see the wood grain there. I'll turn it around in a second when I have this entire sprue. Show you what I mean with the ejector pin marks on it. So all the small parts there. Hooks, thingies, dingies, whatchamagotties. It's just general detailing. All nice and clean. Even the smaller parts there. And let's see, turn this around so you can see what I mean with the ejector pin marks on the wood grain. That on both sides. So that will be tricky to clean that up. But if you actually put the 4 next to each other, lengthwise in there, just turn them around with the ejector pin marks against each other, and no one will be the wiser. It's another big sprue. This is the top surface of the trailer. Static plastic. Again, more wood grain, air cylinders. And these are the rams. Part of the rams laced. Filler. Yeah. Wheel for the winch. And the top surface of the trailer, which has a little bit of a texture, but that's cool. There are some dimples in here where the extra plastic is underneath. It might show up when you paint it. You have to check that. See if you zoomed in, there it is. Catch the light in there. So you can see what I mean. You can see where the reinforcement is on the inside. There's just a little bit of a loo in there. I don't know how much of that will be shown when you paint it. Be careful with that. I'll turn it around because it's too big, otherwise. Again, I love this wood grain. This looks very cool. Very nice molded. These are the ramp parts. Ramp parts, not ramp parts. And more general stuff for the trailer. And then very nice. Doing already 41 minutes. So most of you will be bored by now. We got 2 more sprues to go, so that's not too bad. And of course, what do I think of it? These look like engine parts. A whole lot of small engine parts. Steering wheel, transmission, engine, exhaust, and all small stuff. Again, the big gates. See, the molding is very sharp. Nice round there. Round needs to be round is round, sharply. Edges are edges. Yes. Not a lot wrong with this one. There, more of it. That's the block. So these are most of the engine parts. Probably more engine parts than that one, I guess. It's the last sprue as I can see it. And then we have the fit issue of getting everything back in the box. Oh no, we got the fenders here, got a little bit more engine parts, got the radiator. Suspension. This is the radiator. The radiator looks brilliant. It's been a while, but it looks. This one is a piece of art. It definitely is. Wow. And the counterpart. Leaf spring suspension. All these parts again. This is the hood, I think. Fenders. It looks great. Here's a little bit of a sinkhole in here. You can see, short shot. See in a moment. But this one is just, I see how thick it is, and it has the cooling fins all around. That's one brilliant piece. Leaf springs there. There's some plating there, riveting and everything on there. Does it still zoom in? No, you can see it. Yeah, a little bit of a problem with the lighting today. Sorry for that, guys and girls. Just not. Again, here you can see actually how thin the plastic is. You can just see through there, and they are closed up, as you can see. But nonetheless, very nicely molded. Very impressed by the radiator. I want to see it looks like to be a little bit of a short shot. There it is. There. So, it focuses on the lines if I do it like this. There it is. You can see there. Dimp there in the middle. You got this on both sides. I'm guessing just a little bit, not enough plastic in there. But we've been able to see. And this is it. As you can see, the box is nice and full again. So yeah, we had it all. Close it up. Nice box. Definitely a good box. First do this, and then I do something a little bit extra. Okay, so ThunderModels, British Scammell Pioneer with tank transporter 40-ton trailer. There are some beauty issues. That way, the very thick screw gates on the parts, the little bit of a short shot. Here and there's a little bit of flash. The very thin plastic. That's not of everybody's liking probably. But all in all, it's a starting company, and the detail they brought out, you saw the engine, and I like I said, I've seen the model build up, and the fit on that model was phenomenal. I didn't see any filling putty or whatsoever. You all mostly have seen the CAD drawings they posted on Facebook and everywhere, and just as you can see how they did the molding of the radiator on the front. It is so, the company has a lot of potential. This being one of the earliest kits, I think they had 3 or 4 they released by now. The tractor, the header, I think there's another one in this one, so this will be the 3rd or the 4th kit they release. And the amount of work they put in this is brilliant. It's, yeah, I have to say this, the important topic, the dimensions are triple checked, so it should be dimensionally perfect as far as that goes, of course. That's just the thing, it requires, as you can see, it requires quite a lot of cleanup. And well, that's part of the hobby after all. They are not, every model is a shake and bake model, and I wouldn't even want a shake and bake model. That's the reason why I do not build Tamiya's. It's too easy. So it requires some work, but the build-up model I've seen, and what I've seen here in the box, and what you have seen on camera, there's just the brilliance. Just a little, like I said, the little detail with the curtains, the detail in the radiator, the wood graining everywhere. the detail in the tires and everything, and the molding of the suspension part, that's just brilliant. It's clean, it's sharp, it's edgy, it's cool. So yes, all in all, this looks like to be a brilliant kit and a brilliant build. I am gonna try and do something of a comparison between this one, and I also have the IPG models Scammell. I'm gonna try and do in large lines next to each other, compare the plastic, the detailing, but that won't be tonight. That could probably a couple of days from now, maybe a week or two from now. That's not really the most important thing, of course. That's the only thing I have to say. So, and because I met him, Lidor from LZ Models, he is ThunderModels importer, and he's also the #1 manufacturer of the aftermarket, the resin aftermarket. That means sand wheels, all kinds of stuff for this. The figures, the drivers, and everything he has for their extra winch, and there's a lot. Just go to his site, lzmodels.com. It's LZ, you can see there. And he actually wanted to give me a lot of the aftermarket he has for this kit. But the thing was, he got 50 kits from ThunderModels for the SMC show in Veldhoven last weekend, and he sold them out within 2 hours. He actually had to hide this, otherwise I wouldn't even have my fingers on it. So, if you want to aftermarket, he got multiple different wheel sets, sand wheels, desert wheels. I don't know what else. I haven't checked it myself yet. But go over there if you want to the original aftermarket made for this kit. Go to lzmodels.com and you will find this as well. So it's a little bit of a commercial, but he was kind enough for me to keep the kit behind, so I could review it for you today. So I think he deserved the little bit of attention extra. So, ThunderModels 135 scale British Camel Pioneer tank transporter 30 ton. Cute little kit, detailed kit, open engine bay, love it. I think it's going to be a great build. So I hope you have seen what you wanted to know about this kit. Subscribe to the channel if you want to, and if you don't want to, do it as well. I don't care. And like, dislike, I don't care. And hope to see you soon. I care about that one. So, bye bye.